Stop scrolling because what Cardi B just revealed might be the most shocking celebrity confession of the year. In a late-night live stream that sent fans into meltdown, Cardi didn't hold back. Her voice trembled, her eyes burned with anger, and her words cut like a knife. He used me. He played with my emotions just to hurt Offset, and the he she's talking about? None other than NFL superstar Stefon Diggs, the same man everyone thought was quietly dating her in private. But according to Cardi, that so-called relationship was nothing more than a setup, a twisted revenge plot, carefully crafted to break her down and humiliate her ex within minutes. Twitter exploded. Fans demanded answers. Some called it karma, others called it manipulation, and a few whispered that this was just the beginning of something far darker. Because if what Cardi B is saying is true, then one of the NFL's biggest names might have just crossed a line no one saw coming. Buckle up, the scandal is about to blow wide open. Cardi's revelation didn't just shock fans, it cracked open a world that no one expected to see. The live stream was short, barely 10 minutes, but those 10 minutes changed everything. Her voice wasn't confident or cocky like usual. It was trembling, uneven, full of something between heartbreak and rage. People who tuned in at first thought it was another random rant, maybe about social media or cloud chasers. But then she dropped Stefon Diggs' name, and that was the moment everything went silent. The chat froze, emojis stopped, and all anyone could type was one word. What? She started talking about how things began so harmlessly. A few DMs, some casual flirting, messages full of laughter and late-night emojis. At first, it felt like healing, like someone finally understood her outside the chaos of fame. But behind that smile, behind that charm, she said there was calculation. He wanted to know everything, she whispered. What Offset was like, what hurt me, what made me angry. He wanted to study my pain. Those words hung heavy, echoing through millions of screens. People didn't know what to believe. Cardi has always been a queen of drama, a woman unafraid to spill her truth, no matter how messy it gets. But this was different. This wasn't just about heartbreak. This was about betrayal wrapped in strategy. Some fans began digging instantly, pulling old clips, interviews, even cryptic tweets that suddenly made sense in a darker light. Someone found an old photo of Stefon at an event where Offset had performed, taken just weeks before he and Cardi started talking. Coincidence? Maybe. But the internet doesn't believe in coincidences anymore. As the video spread, Cardi disappeared. No tweets, no stories, nothing. The silence made things worse, feeding the fire. News outlets started spinning theories. Maybe this was revenge for Offset's past. Maybe a publicity stunt. Maybe something even bigger. Paparazzi waited outside her house, hoping to catch a reaction. But the gate stayed locked and the lights inside stayed off. Meanwhile, Stefon Diggs' camp issued a simple statement: these claims are false and defamatory. Mr. Diggs has nothing but respect for Cardi B. But that statement only made people ask more questions. If it was false, why wasn't he speaking out directly? Why no live response, no denial from him personally? Fans started analyzing every tiny detail. A blurry screenshot of a FaceTime call, a half-deleted tweet from a burner account, a line from a leaked voice note where someone, sounding a lot like Cardi, said, "He laughed when I cried." The internet went into full detective mode. Every influencer, every drama page, every gossip TikToker had an opinion. Some said Cardi was manipulated during her weakest moment. Others said she was exaggerating for views. But a small group believed something even darker, that this was a setup orchestrated, not by Stefon alone, but by people around him who wanted to humiliate Offset publicly, to remind him that his past actions had consequences. Offset, for his part, stayed quiet. No tweets, no interviews, just a few cryptic posts, one with a snake emoji, another with a clock. Fans interpreted it as him waiting for the truth to come out. But silence in the world of celebrity scandals isn't peace, it's pressure. And soon, pressure exploded. Screenshots leaked, showing messages between Cardi and Stefon, flirty, but uneasy. In one, she wrote, "You're playing games with something real." And he replied, "It's not a game if I already won." Nobody knew if the messages were real. But they spread like wildfire, reshared thousands of times within minutes behind the scenes. Insiders whispered that Cardi had been warned months ago, that people close to her had doubts about Stefon's intentions, that she ignored them because she wanted to believe someone could love her for who she was, not for the headlines around her. That's what made this revelation hurt even more. It wasn't just betrayal, it was humiliation wrapped in affection. The kind of pain you can't explain to the world without sounding like you're breaking down. And then came the rumors about a private video, about text logs, about something recorded on a phone during one of their nights together. Nothing was confirmed, but every gossip page hinted at the same thing. There was proof. Proof of manipulation. Proof that he bragged to friends about getting inside her head. Proof that this wasn't just a fling gone wrong, It was a setup from the start. Fans started flooding Stefon's comments with snake emojis and Cardi's with broken hearts. Brands associated with him quietly paused collaborations, waiting to see how bad it would get. Meanwhile, in the middle of all this chaos, one clip surfaced again and again. The end of Cardi's live stream, where she looked directly into the camera and said, almost whispering, "You can't play with love and call it strategy. You can't build revenge out of somebody's heart." That line became the centerpiece of the storm. Millions reposted it with captions like, "She's had enough," and "This is what betrayal looks like." The internet, as always, divided into teams, hashtag Team Cardi and hashtag Team Stefon, Team Stefon. But somewhere underneath the hashtags and memes, there was something painfully human about the story. A woman who had been hurt before, who tried to find comfort again, and a man whose motives, if true, were colder than anyone imagined. The scandal wasn't just about fame anymore. It was about trust, ego, and the cost of revenge. Every time new details emerged, the lines between truth and performance blurred even further. Was Cardi exposing the truth, or creating one of the most elaborate storylines the internet had ever seen? Nobody could say for sure, and that uncertainty was exactly what kept everyone watching. The next few days turned into a digital storm. Every entertainment site, gossip account, and reaction channel jumped on the story like vultures over fresh drama. TMZ ran with it first, calling it the scandal that could shake both Hollywood and the NFL. Twitter threads dissected every second of Cardi's livestream, analyzing her voice, her body language, even her pauses. Some fans claimed they could hear someone whispering in the background, as if she wasn't alone. Others insisted she was terrified, not angry. Theories multiplied faster than anyone could keep up with. Then, out of nowhere, an anonymous Instagram account posted something that changed everything, a short audio clip, grainy and low quality, but the voices were unmistakable. One of them sounded like Stefon Diggs, calm and confident. The other, faint but trembling, seemed to be Cardi's. The clip captured just one sentence: "You said you cared about me." Then his voice. Sharp, cold, "I cared enough to get what I needed." The clip was only 12 seconds long, but it hit like a lightning strike. Within an hour, millions had heard it. Hashtags exploded. Hashtag Stefon exposed. Hashtag justice for Cardi. Hashtag NFL manipulation. No one knew if the audio was real. Some said it was AI generated. Others swore they recognized Stefon's tone, his distinct laugh at the end. The NFL stayed silent, but insiders leaked that his PR team had gone into crisis mode. Cardi's fans rallied in the comments, demanding accountability. "She warned us," one tweet said, gaining 2 million likes in a day. This wasn't a relationship. This was a setup, and yet, not everyone was convinced. Skeptics pointed out how convenient the timing was. Just days before the scandal, Cardi had teased a new music release, a song reportedly about betrayal and broken trust. Maybe, they argued, this was all part of a bigger marketing plan. Maybe the leak wasn't leaked at all. Maybe everyone was being played. But those who'd seen Cardi cry on that live stream refused to believe it was fake. They remembered her shaking hands, her cracked voice. This wasn't performance, this was pain. And if that audio was real, it wasn't just manipulation, it was exploitation. The thought made the internet collectively shudder. Comment sections became war zones. Fans dug deeper, unearthing photos, matching tattoos, timestamps. One fan even compared lighting patterns in the leaked clip to a video Stefon posted months earlier, claiming it was recorded in the same apartment. The evidence wasn't solid, but it was enough to keep everyone talking. In the middle of the chaos, Offset finally broke his silence. He posted a story, just 5 words long: "Now you know the truth." No names, no explanations. But the implication was clear. He believed Cardi. He was siding with her. That one post reignited everything. Old wounds reopened, old betrayals resurfaced. Suddenly, people were rewatching clips from their past interviews, picking apart every smile, every side glance, every awkward silence. What if the drama between them wasn't over? What if it had just evolved? Meanwhile, Stefon's social media went dark. No posts, no stories, just silence. Paparazzi caught him once, stepping out of a black SUV with his hoodie up, refusing to answer questions. His expression was unreadable, somewhere between anger and fear. Some claimed he'd been dropped by a sponsorship. Others said he was planning legal action. But no one could confirm anything. Everything was rumor, speculation, chaos, and the chaos was what made it viral. Then came another bombshell. A well-known gossip YouTuber uploaded a video claiming she'd spoken to one of Cardi's friends, someone who'd been in the room when the livestream happened. The friend allegedly said Cardi had been crying for hours before going live, debating whether to expose Stefon at all. She didn't want to ruin him, the friend claimed. She just wanted him to stop playing with her feelings. But once she hit that go live button, there was no going back. The world was watching, and the story was already out of her control. Every news cycle that passed made the scandal grow darker. Old messages resurfaced showing Stefon and Offset had once followed each other on Instagram. Something few had noticed before. Had they known each other longer than people thought? Was this revenge personal? Or was it professional? Nobody had answers, but everyone had theories. TikToks reenacted scenes that might have happened between them. Fans wrote dramatic edits, remixed Cardi's quotes into songs, and turned the whole ordeal into a digital soap opera. But underneath all the memes and noise, one truth pulsed louder than anything: someone was lying. Either Cardi had created one of the biggest emotional hoaxes of the year, or Stefon had orchestrated a betrayal so twisted it blurred the line between love and revenge. And as more leaks appeared, blurry screenshots, half-sentences, deleted posts, the truth became harder to find. Everyone wanted answers, but the deeper they dug, the murkier it all got. And somewhere in that silence, the tension started to suffocate the story itself. Cardi hadn't posted in days. Stefon's team stopped responding. Offset vanished again. And the world, addicted to the drama, waited for the next reveal, the next confession, the next twist that would finally explain how something so personal became the biggest scandal of the year. Days turned into weeks, but the story refused to die. Every time it seemed to fade, something new surfaced: a cryptic post, a mysterious tweet, or a source revealing just enough to keep the fire alive. Cardi's silence became louder than any statement she could have made. Every fan assumed she was plotting something, maybe a tell-all, maybe another live stream, or maybe she was just broken, trying to process the betrayal. But then, without warning, she reappeared. It wasn't a post, not a video, just a single photo. A mirror selfie. No caption, no words, just her reflection in a dimly lit room. Her eyes looked tired, red, but strong. Behind her on the dresser, eagle-eyed fans spotted something: a phone playing a voice memo. The waveform was visible. People zoomed in, enhanced, analyzed the reflection. Someone claimed to see Stefon's name in the corner of a screen. That one blurry image reignited everything. The internet went into overdrive. She's got receipts, people said. She's about to expose him for real. Within hours, Cardi's receipts was trending. Then came the leaks. An unverified Twitter account, claiming to be connected to a friend of Cardi's, started posting snippets of what looked like chat logs and screenshots of voice notes. In one of them, a male voice said, "He'll never see it coming. She'll think I care." The account vanished minutes later, but the screenshots were already everywhere. It was like pouring gasoline on a fire that was already out of control. Fans demanded justice. Reporters camped outside Stefon's team offices. Cardi said nothing. Then, late one night, a private message allegedly from Cardi's PR team leaked online. It was short but chilling: "We're not denying anything. We're preparing evidence." That one sentence sent shockwaves across social media. What evidence? Proof of manipulation? Recordings? Something worse? Nobody knew. But everyone had theories. YouTube channels streamed live countdowns, waiting for Cardi's next drop, and then, like a thunderclap, it happened. A new livestream notification appeared: Cardi B is live. Over 2 million people tuned in within the first 5 minutes. She didn't start with greetings. She didn't smile. She just looked into the camera and said, "You want the truth? Here it is." Her voice was steady this time, not shaking, not weak. Behind her, the lights were low, the room quiet. She played an audio file. The voice was unmistakably Stefon's. It was him talking to someone else, laughing, bragging. She thinks it's love, but it's revenge. It's all revenge. The audio was only 20 seconds, but it was nuclear. The comments exploded. People cried. People cursed. Others refused to believe. Cardi let it play twice, then ended the live abruptly, leaving the world stunned and speechless. Within hours, Stefon's legal team denied everything. They claimed the audio was doctored, that it was part of an ongoing smear campaign. But fans weren't buying it. His voice, his laugh, his words, "It's him," one fan wrote in all caps. The internet had made its decision. Stefon Diggs was guilty in the court of public opinion. Sponsors began distancing themselves quietly. Sports analysts debated whether the NFL would suspend him. It was no longer just gossip, it was scandal at a national level. But the real twist came days later when a hacker group took credit for the leak. They posted screenshots showing that the original file hadn't come from Cardi's phone, but from someone else's, someone close to Offset. Suddenly, everything turned upside down. If Offset's team had leaked the evidence, had this all been a trap from the beginning? Had Cardi been a pawn twice over? First used by Stefon, then by her ex? Nobody knew who was really pulling the strings anymore. What had started as a story about love and betrayal had become a web of manipulation, lies, and power. And as fans tried to piece it all together, one haunting question remained: who was really telling the truth? And who was just playing the best game? So now the whole world's watching, waiting for the next move. Will Cardi B finally drop the full receipts and clear every doubt? Will Stefon Diggs go public? With his own proof? Or will Offset come forward with his side of the story and flip everything again? Nobody knows where this ends. But one thing's for sure. We've only seen the surface of something much deeper, darker, and way more personal than anyone expected. Think about it, a superstar rapper, an NFL legend, and a tangled chain of love, betrayal, and revenge. It's not just gossip anymore. It's a story about how far people will go to protect their pride and destroy their pain behind every leaked clip, every cryptic post. There's a human heart bleeding in silence. Fame doesn't erase the hurt, it amplifies it, and when emotions turn into weapons, nobody walks away clean. But what do you think? Was Cardi a victim of manipulation? Or a mastermind in control of her own narrative? Was Stefon's so-called revenge real? Or just another rumor twisted by the internet's hunger for chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us who you believe and why. Smash that like button if you've been following this drama from the start. And subscribe so you don't miss the next shocking update, because trust me, it's not over. Not by a long shot. The truth is still out there, hiding between the lies, the screenshots, and the silence. And when the next chapter drops, someone's reputation won't survive it. Stay tuned, because the story, it's far from finished.